My name's Aaron Nicolaides. We have been around for 3 years now, and this is a clinic that I think is very unique. And the reason for that is we attempt to really look at the root, the cause of mental health. And so to do that, my path has led me down the neuroscience road. So I began my career back in the mid-90s, graduated from a bachelor's in social work from Weber State University. After that, I attended graduate school in Laramie, Wyoming at the University of Wyoming. I worked at the state hospital there in inpatient and outpatient services. I was part of the inpatient forensics team and outpatient substance abuse and community health team. From there, I received my license after the number of hours that were required to get, and I began doing some private practice and working for community mental health alongside a psychiatrist who was a good friend of mine. After a few years, got the opportunity to become the clinical director of some residential treatment programs in central Utah, where we had girls' home and a boys' home for those who were either in DCFS custody or in JJS custody. So they were all pretty much mandated to be there for group home behavioral, mental health, substance abuse issues. After a few years, I had the opportunity to expand my career and moved to Las Vegas, Nevada. There I was the director of operations for a large mental health organization there, and did that for a number of years, managing a lot of mental health clinics, the hiring processes, the overall day-to-day operations for that organization. Then I actually tried to get away from mental health for a couple of years because I was a little bit burned out. Then I went into, and at that same time I was getting my PhD in psychology with an emphasis in IO psychology, which is more along the lines of coaching, executive coaching, using personality assessments, understanding human behavior in the workplace, taking those psychological aspects into the workplace so that I can then coach, do leadership development. So then I worked for Diamond Resorts, and they were a global corporation, and I did a lot of training, a lot of webinars, a lot of leadership development, C-suite coaching, things like that. But then COVID hit, and I came right back to Utah, where my roots are basically from, and decided to open my own place. After 25 years of experience, I knew what I wanted to specialize in, and that was give me the hardest clients you can find, whether it's the deepest depression, the PTSD, sleeping disorders, chronic pain. I wanted the worst cases possible because along the way, I had been studying neuroscience, and that led me to brain mapping, the QEEG, and that also led me to neurofeedback. Neurofeedback is a different type of a treatment that is becoming more and more popular because that absolutely heals the brainwave activity, which is the domino effect of, say, ADHD, OCD. So we treat really, really difficult things that typically would only be touched by a doctor with medications. My goal is to get people off of medications as quickly and as most effectively as possible. So for me, I want to look at the body. I want to know what goes on in their body with hormones. Gut health is very important with mental health. So I look at people's nutrition. I look at the energetic side. I spent a lot of time spending time with Reiki and with shamanism and studying Eastern philosophies. So I look at things from a very unique perspective, not just a psychological perspective like they taught us in school. For me, along my journey in helping people, and by this point, after 25, 30 years, I've helped thousands of people literally find their journey towards healing, finding their happiness and what that means for them. And so whether they're struggling with spiritual aspects, I don't get into religion per se, but I want to talk about what drives them, what their energy, do they connect with nature, what is it that they want to do in life, and I help them achieve their goals. So whether I'm doing therapy with someone, whether I'm directing them towards trying to figure out what's happening within their brain to make sure they're optimizing and their brain is healing, then I can lead them down towards that neurological path and get their brain ready to then learn the skills that are needed. I have found between using EMDR, which is a modality used to treat a lot of trauma, emotional regulation in the brain, which focuses on the amygdala and the frontal lobe. We do a lot of that here in the clinic as well. But I also love working with addiction. Addiction to me, in the real world out there, is being treated absolutely 100% backwards. My model is get the brain healthy first, then teach the skills necessary to live life like they want to. Rather than the opposite of just trying to teach coping skills. My philosophy is I frickin' hate to cope. I don't like it. I would rather get rid of the problem. And you know what? My clients say the same thing. They would rather resolve the problem rather than living with it the rest of their life and coping. I don't believe in that philosophy, and it's not part of our model. So for me, I build a place where people can come to do a variety of things, whether it's individual therapy and talk therapy. That's fine. If they need trauma therapy and have struggled to figure out what is causing the traumas or physical aspects, then we want to take a look at that as well. Then I love the brain. The brain is my passion. I have seen miracles happen that doctors and neurologists have never been able to see. So we offer a variety of services, and we will never stop till we see as many people as we can.